Hey guys, Lucy here, coming at you with another video on my lovely YouTube channel. If you have not already done so, please like, subscribe, turn on the bell for notifications, all that good stuff. Every subscriber matters to me. Thank you in advance so much. As most of you know, in addition to doing my lovely YouTube channel, I am also an independent author. I've written 3 novels in the Islands of Sedania series. I've also written 3 shorter novelettes called Residence, Greener, and Healing Time. I've not released Healing Time yet, but Greener and Residence is out there. If you subscribe to my author newsletter, you can actually get both of those books for free, including the naughty version of Greener. So if you prefer a little like steamy sex scenes in your books, we have a version for you as well. So we have a clean version and a naughty version. I thought it would be fun. If you have not done so, please subscribe to my newsletter as well. That would mean so much to me. Without further ado, let's go ahead and delve into today's book review. I was introduced to this author named Leanne Ryans. She has a very specific subgenre, which I feel like is similar to my genre, with the whole romantic, fantasy, steamy, sexual tension type stories. But this is actually a very specific subgenre that I was not at all privy to prior to reading this book. So the book I want to review today is the Omega Prize. And I don't know if you can see this very well, guys. My lighting is not great in here and I apologize, but I will go ahead and link the book down in the description so that you can get a better look at it. But the Omega Prize was something that I went ahead and downloaded to my Kindle. I was introduced to Leanne. She had a kind of similar subgenre to me, or similar genre to me, but hers is very specific, where mine is not as specific. And I wanted to read her book and see what she was about, not really knowing what an Omegaverse was. If you don't know what an Omegaverse is, it's kind of like werewolves, but not werewolves. I know that doesn't make sense. So they have alpha males and omega females. From my understanding of it, an omega female is something kind of rare and special and very sought after by an alpha male and not necessarily easy to get. So if you find an omega female, it's like a very special bond. It's a very special thing. Now the thing about the omega female is she has a heat cycle similar to maybe like a dog or a cat. She goes into heat, she lets off a scent that lets the alpha males know that she's there. They go after her, they fight for her, they try to get her. So in this particular story, the omega female is up on this space station and she doesn't necessarily want people to know. What she does is she takes this suppressive medication to stop herself from going into heat so these alphas don't attack her or sexually assault her. Well, because she's up on a space station, sometimes these pills are a little hard to come by, and in this story, of course, that goes wrong. She doesn't have her pills anymore. There's this whole plot that I don't want to get into just because I'd rather you read the book, because that's more fun, right? I don't want to give away the whole story. But what I can say about the way that Leanne writes, she writes very short, simple, to the point, but with enough description to pull you into her plot. So she has a very interesting plot. She gets into it pretty immediately. She builds up the sexual tension between the characters. She builds up the struggle, the fight, you know, to get together, all of that, and I feel like she does it very well. So this isn't a book that's going to take forever to read, and I think that was probably one of my favorite things about it, is that she has a very interesting plot line, and she doesn't just try to fill pages with fluffer. paragraphs. She gets to the point, the plot is interesting, the sexual tension is there, and then when the characters finally get together, it's like everyone's relieved at the end. So if you're not familiar with Omegaverse, if you don't really know what it is, you kind of want to dip your toe into that subgenre, I would definitely give this book a try. It's a good book to start off with, I assume, because it's the book that I started off with. And I'm definitely interested to read more Omegaverse stories now. I have her book 2 downloaded to my Kindle, and I am going to get to it in due time. Sorry, Leanne, I haven't gotten to it yet. But I think it's definitely a good book. You should give it a try, give it a read. I give the book 5 stars out of 5 because it held my interest, and I read it, and I made time to read it in between my writing and my busy schedule, so it had to have been a good book for me to do that. So definitely give Leanne a try. You can find her on Facebook. Her name is Leanne Ryans. She has some groups and so forth, and her books are also on Amazon, which I'll link in the description. If you feel like this video brought you value, please give it a thumbs up. It would mean so much to me. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, guys.